Okay, quickly 5 actions for change agents, which I hope you'll all leave today feeling as if you're one of them. Ask the ultimate question. Get a baseline for your sort of where your customer relationships are today. This is a great book. I'd say go grab it, read it twice. Ultimate Question. Fred Reichheld, the author, was a Bain consultant, and they looked at a number of industries, and they found that so many companies are managing, as we all are, there's so much pressure to achieve short-term goals and quarterly numbers, that they were creating sort of bad profits. And bad profits versus good profits is when you gain short-term profits at the expense of a customer relationship. So what they found was that there was actually one, I love the elegance of this, one question that you could ask, and then the follow-up question is to sort of identify what customer touch point, right? How likely are you to recommend my company or product to a friend or colleague? And this is great for any size organization. I mean, all this stuff is, large and small. And what they would do is people who rank 9 and 10 would be considered promoters, because people who are 9s and 10s and are that passionate, they typically are recommending. 6 and below were detractors, that they're also talking, and they tend to talk to more people than the positive, your fans. And then the middles are neutral, so they would just do a little math on that. But in any case, that is a great way to start to pinpoint where in an organization you can make some improvements. Number 2, and the thing with you guys in particular, that if you're creative people and copywriters, you're already storytellers, so word of mouth fits right into what you're doing. If you're database professionals, you're probably closer to the customer in your organization than many others. So to augment, to kind of round out that picture of what you already know about your customers, look online. These are 2 free tools. There's a whole range of different solutions of listening to conversations now. But Technorati and Blog Pulse are 2 free search tools that let you look at blogs and put in some terms and goof around and see who's talking. You can also see who has authority, and obviously those with greater authority have greater reach. By listening to conversations online, you can gauge the volume of conversation to some extent, polarity, whether things are trending negative or positive. Get a sense of who's talking and what some of those related topics around your business may be. 3, Seth Godin, great author, inspiring thinker. I'd recommend reading anything by him. His story goes, that you've got to be remarkable. That if we see 100 Holsteins, right? Not so interesting, but if you see a purple one, now that's something, right? So even in your smallest pieces of, whatever your smallest actions, what can you do that can be interesting and, get someone's attention? Email. I just wanted to make, again, because I think we think of social networks and all these other, more funky things, but I mean, email is so important that, if you're continuing to build your email resources for a number of reasons. I mean, one, that with Gen X and older, and up, that email is still a key sharing tool that people use naturally and every day. With the younger set, they're actually on Facebook and MySpace and using those social networks more to communicate with each other instead of email. But as more devices like mobile devices and begin to happen, that email is actually one of the few data elements that's common for RSS, simple syndication tools, mobile devices, and kind of the digital world where it's going next. So building your email database, super important. This is an example. This is a banner actually that's at Newark Airport at baggage claim. So, and I would challenge us to think like, gosh, this is kind of the new direct. I mean, you guys can do this stuff. So people are waiting for their bags. I mean, when do we really have downtime? Pretty much never, except sure enough, right then. So look, you can get points for your flight that day by just sending a simple text message, right? So you do something of value to your consumer as well.